Hold on.
Now, this is tariff expert. All right, Jamal Tariff go hard. This is what he did.
Hold on.
All right, I'm a linguist. He's a legal man.
I'm glad Amun Numa is responding to this because I don't have the step down program
And tariff is
together.
more peaceful, reasonable. Whereas me, I'm quick to tell you, F you, da 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 da. What tariff is like, wait, let's try to reason this out.
Hold on.
You have to push him to that point. Me, I'm already there. All right.
Okay, so see, my thing is, I'm doing these responses and things of that nature. For one, it's like I'm trying to be more active and more productive within our tribe. Two, I want to help for the freedom of the master teacher, and I want to help us move together as one unit of love and unity. I know some people think that's corny. I know some people rob at sunrise. I know some people think that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it ain't no love and unity. There is love and unity. It's not big. You know what I mean? But we're getting there. I feel that black devils and negative energy has infiltrated our tribe. So it's hard. It's going to be hard to discipline yourself so that love and unity can exist. But for one, I know people, Amun Numa may not be the most popular or most liked person in our tribe. He might has his certain ways of doing stuff. I honestly feel like is necessary. I can't say that, okay, Amun Numa on this episode at this time at this frame you did this, or you know what I'm saying. I don't think he has done anything to um put a hold on the master teacher's freedom the way he does his show. Um, and I'm gonna talk about the other show, the one I laughed at. But I don't really see nothing wrong with how he does his show. It's different, when you talk about people like Phase One or Amun Numa, who else? What is that guy's name? Uh, Moore's Time TV. He did a couple of shows with the brothers Seneb and other brothers. You know, discussing Master Teacher's case. He did two shows like that, which were very uh, well done to me, and I'm gonna also make a response to that video. But everyone ain't got to be the same, and everyone don't have to present uh, their show the same. Everyone, because we're the human nature. I mean, the human race with different natures. Phase one is Moore's World TV. Yeah. Appreciate that, Sunra. So, um, phase one is oh yeah, I seen that. I seen the ones he did with Uma. But phase one is a different type of character within our tribe. So phase one is going to remember the tuning fork. Remember DNA sounds, vibrational frequencies. Everyone that's on phase one's frequency, phase one's going to tap. He's gonna align. They're gonna align with him. There are some people that need the phase one type of communication and vibration. So phase one is doing his part. It's not about, oh well, he's not liked by in particular groups of brother, or it's not about all that. Phase one is, as far as I'm concerned, doing a good job tableaking and awakening souls the way he does it, and for the ones that vibe on his frequency. Sometimes you can't come to people like, hey, how you doing? My name is such and such, and do you know the Lord? You can't come. That's not going to work for some people. Some people need the phase one. Some people need the life wave. Life wave is a little more comical with it. And some people need the Amun Numa way. You know what I mean? So each individual is different. Even when it comes to what's that Tabitha Jet. Now, I think a lot of her way of doing shit is, again, I gotta keep it real. There are people that vibrate with her. She does get. I think one of her videos got like 30,000 views. Now, I'm not on I'm gonna honestly say this when it comes to her particularly. I feel like maybe 5 to 10% of shit she say can be factual, but 80 to 95%, I just feel like it's just her talking about people, and you know her show's comical to me too. I laugh at that because it's just funny, and I want to be informed. And to me, it's like when she was cussing that lady out, the hair video, something about the mistake between her getting her hair done or some shit like that. I just thought that was just funny. It just, to me, and this is also, we're gonna go into the response when I said it was funny, and I think what was their name? Maat Shashat Ra. I think that was the person. Was funny about it, and it's the same thing. Yeah, outside of the seriousness, all these shows and people are just funny to me. First of all, again, like I said, um, to I'm a Newman's response that he did with Dwight Motive, Toby, all those people that came on. A lot of times, even Tabitha Jet, it just they tone of voice is just funny to me. They're okay, yeah, that's true, Sunrod. Drama does get you more views, but it's comical to me. Bless his soul, but I remember the science man, he transitioned. Very good, Zamal. And the science man, when I first met him, we were at the Padar in Athens, Georgia. And I remember me and my brother walked in, and all we hear is just someone not screaming at the top of his lungs, but being loud and verbally. And he's talking about, it's just the tone of his voice was just funny. So imagine if you walk into a room, you're doing regular stuff, but you keep hearing this voice like, and what happens when you put together water with lithium? You get a chemical reaction. He just sound funny to me. And then every time he was passionate or serious about an answer, he would throw his hands up in the air like you know how a referee does when you score a touchdown or a kick. That's what he would do, and it was just funny to me. It just the wittiness, the characteristic of some people is just entertaining to me. And that's why I say on Amun Numa show, it was just the way things were done. It was just it's comical. Like, imagine what South Park does when South Park picks on like CNN or the presidential cabinet. They first of all they design them like South Park characters, which be funny, and then even their tone of voice. So I'm not gonna lie to you, because I can't see these people's faces. When I heard I'm a Newman show, in my mind, everybody was speaking. I'm sorry. Everybody was speaking. I was envisioning them as South Park characters. I'm sorry. Forgive me. So it's funny to me to see them do that. But I don't want Amanuma to think that like his show has to be one, because it don't have to be all spiffed up and cross the alien preciseness, ancient Egyptian precise, crisscross to the T, dot the I's, cross the T. It don't have to be all that. His show or your show, Amanuma, it's good. It's gonna it those that need it like that are vibrating on that level. They gon' It's good for them. I don't think do I won't necessarily say that the other show or the other day when they were all like um going on the platform, Um, if you remember, the master teacher when we had, I think when we first moved to Atlanta, we had this warehouse that we made into a parlor at I want to say flat shows, but when we first moved to Decatur, there was a lot of drama going on around that time. You know, a lot of drama going on. Um, and I would say like the era when, and there's no pun intended, but if you remember the Zamal Rick, uh, it was around that era. You know, I guess when Rick was going to see the master teacher, but around that time it was so much drama going around that the master teacher Bobby Anoon, he told the sisters to have a Jerry Springer, or something like that. I don't know if it was just for the sisters, or I don't know if it was for the entire tribe. But he said everyone get together and just have like some type of Jerry Springer type of thing. So sometimes to Amun Numa is necessary for that to happen because look how the master teacher teaches. When he teaches, he's comical. You can't watch a YouTube video of him teaching or propagating, and he's not busting in a joke in there every so often. So that's how I like to teach, and that's how I propagate. You know, it's an art, and that's that type of teaching or communication works for me. I like it to be serious with a couple jokes thrown in there. And then sometimes you got to go to all out war like they did the other night. It was funny, bro, but it makes unknowingly you are paying attention, and it makes like what Amun Numa said about 6 hours ago when he was live. I'm just gonna get into it, but he said something. Damn, it just slipped my mind. He said something like it causes you to talk about it. You know, it causes you to pay attention and to um. Oh yeah. Tabitha was funny as fuck until she put me on the board. So, but that's what I mean. Like when she takes that fly swatter out and that belt and starts whipping people, that's funny to me. I'm not saying she's the utmost innocent person. Like I said, and no pun intended, but I know for a fact some of the people she had on that wall are innocent. The way she's putting stuff, it's like, nah, it didn't go down like that. Or nah, that person's not like that. I know these people's characters. You know, like a few brothers in particularly is like, bro, I know these people's character. Like that's not dumb. A few other people in particularly, I live with them, so I definitely know. Nah, that's not done. I've worked out, hung out with someone, so I'm like, nah, yeah, things can be done in the dark, but I just, again, no pun intended. I'm just being real. I just, can you get factual information? Yeah, you could get very little of it, but like 5 to 10% of it. But the rest of that shit is just entertainment. It's BS. You know what I mean? And y'all gotta understand, Tabitha is a woman. That's a female nature. She gonna do that shit. You know, one of the things the master teacher told the males of the tribe is you have to master the woman. I think this was said from mouth to ear, but you have to master the woman. As men of the tribe, we have to learn to master the woman. They have their own natural way of um um seduction, and men, we have our way of seduction too. So a lot of times when people let Tabitha get up under their skin, it's like you do know you're talking to a female. That don't make that's no excuse, but it's like certain things you have to approach women differently, and even a woman like that you have to approach differently. You know, there's At my job, there's this manager that don't nobody like. So because I was raised under the master teacher teachings, to me, I know how to be witty with people. I know how to when I'm talking to someone, I could pick up their vibe and energy. And it's not even just one manager. It's actually most. It's like three managers that people just can't stand. But when I come across them, everything that people can't stand about them is true. Like it's perfectly true, and they're not lying. I see their nature, I see their character. But you have to have mental and spiritual control to the point to where no matter what that individual does, it's not gonna get to you, and you're gonna be like, man, I got this. Man, I seen them coming from a mile away. I know their character. Man, I know how to move around this person, and that's how it is. Them three managers, they got their ways, but they're cool with me. The BS that other people have to go through, I don't go through because I know how to move around them. I know how to control them. It's chess, not checkers. Math teacher said you have to play chess with people, and that's how I move. So in dealing with people like Tabitha Jet, it's like remember chess, not checkers. You know. With that being said, again, every show don't gotta be the same. Amun Numa show works for Amun Numa, and to you, Amun Numa, don't. It's not that. Yes, we need to come together on. I don't see. I don't even want to say a professional platform because is it works. It works for those that need it. Now, should we have a platform, a more formal platform, like CNN or when you have like the Speaker of the House in America speaking to the American citizens? Do we need a formal platform like that? Yes, we do. And when I was in Brooklyn, the master teacher said to do that. He said to have a platform like that, like CNN or more professional, or not even professional, but more formal and professional, whatever how you want to look at it. He said a platform like that um, would be necessary. We should have a platform like that to where if the president or CNN or someone of that status is communicating with us, then we could send them to the more formal um, show or platform or YouTube channel, however you want to look at it. But do we need a platform set up like Amun Numa? Yes. Do we need a platform set up like um, Phase One? Yes. Do we need a platform set up like what's Back to the Basics? Yes. With the Zamal Caffrey, do we need a platform set up like those two in London? I forget the name of their show. I watch. How do I be forgetting that is? Um, Amun Numa talks about it all the time, but the two, the Zamalu and Zamal Tat, is it Zamal Tattoo? All right, Amun Numa, don't kill me. Brothers is Zamalu. So if brothers is Zamalu, then female should be Zamal Tattoo. I think that's it. Oh, and OSM. OSM too. You see what I mean? They're good too. I wasn't referring to OSM, but I'm glad you brought that up. Appreciate that, Sunrise, because they're good too. They got way more views than Tabitha J. They got 500,000. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to mention the views like that. I'm just saying this is the amount of people that are being um okay, I was right, Zamal Tattoo. But these are the amount of people that's paying attention to our tribe. And because where I work at, when they found out that I was in Wapping, Tamarin, Sabayan, Yamasi, they were like, y'all gotta understand how many people rock with us and it is waiting for us to get it together so they could come be a part of this. Because like half the damn plant where I work at, all of them were just like, Oh, you, and I'm telling you, white men and Mexicans and non-black men too, majority black men. But when the white men I was working, the white men I'm working with, when they start coming up to me saying, "Hey man, like I see what Doctor you're doing," like he a manager called me in and was like, "Hey so this isn't nothing serious. I was just curious. I'm like, you want to doctor your students?" I was like, "Yeah." I thought it was some BS. I thought he was gonna F with me. But he's like, "Oh yeah, man. I used to read his books. Believe it or not, like he what he's doing for the black community. Like you guys need to, you gotta get him out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, and this is a white man, and I'm like, what? So to me, it's just like we we we're very broad. We're not just in one lane. So again, I don't want Amun Numa or Amun Numa. I don't want you to just, you know, don't feel bad. Like I'm not mad. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I'm not ashamed or anything. It just, and even to my action shots, right? I wasn't being smart or anything like that. It just it did. It was just funny to me. Like, imagine, okay, imagine hearing them go back and forth like that, right? You can't see their faces. So you all know South Park characters. Imagine Amun Numa as a South Park character. Imagine Duoperative as a South Park character. Imagine Tahuti as a South Park character. And others family y'all saw that was amongst them. Now imagine you know how the Brady Bunch came on and had all those boxes? Imagine each one in a box like that. And they just going at it, like the shit was just funny, bro. Serious, serious. As much as it was funny, it was serious too. And the things I say on my other show yesterday, or my other episode yesterday, um, oh yeah, Boondocks characters. That's funny too. Yeah, imagine them as Boondocks characters. But it's like when it's all said and done, we have to we have to figure something out. I'm not on the legal team on some real ish. If I try to get on the legal team to help out more, whatever, not saying I want to, but I want to help where I can help. I definitely want to help. But it's like, be real, bruh. Anytime someone, you gonna be accused of everything in the book. It's gonna be hard on both sides. Like if I could dead ass be, a qualified individual to help free the master teacher. But you know what the issue is? And by the way, this isn't me saying this. I read three letters, two elders, and I was just said middle aged Zamal that let me read their letters from the master teacher. The younger brother that let me read his letter at the time, his was the most profound and detailed of them all. And the elders, the two elders that let me read their letters, the master teacher just kind of brushed up on it. But the point I'm trying to make is the master teacher, this isn't me. We all heard his voice on the House of Who. We all heard what he said. We all held letters from the master teacher. The letter from the master teacher, it looks kind of brownish. It's paper, but it's never white. It's paper that's like brown, almost a light brown piece of paper. It has a fragrance to it. A certain smell to it, and you can see the master teacher's handwriting, and it has some like symbols. It might, all around the letter. So I'm saying this to say everything I just described. If you had a letter for the master teacher, you know that that's how it is. So you ever had a letter from the master teacher, one must say, well, this Zamal must have held a letter or read a letter from the master teacher, because back in the day, master teacher used to write my family all the time. So I mean, that's just that. So he used to write my family all the time. We got letters. Just how people, if you want to go to the I have a letter from the master teacher wars, then in the I have a letter from the master teacher wars, I don't care how much letters someone done thrown out on the camera. Bro, we got crates of letters. I'm pretty sure other people do too. So the amount of letters is not important. Did you get the message? That's the importance. Did you get the message of what the master teacher was saying within the letter? So with that being said, when I read these letters, the master teacher said, them two artists and the young Zamal, I think he's like 30, 40 something now probably. But in these letters, the master teacher gave a detailed description, and even in the audio recordings of House of Who, you can hear him saying the same thing. You can hear him saying that people don't want to give up their positions because of ego, power, and money. They're not qualified to be in these positions. Anytime someone tries to come up to help or whatever, or play a particular part, they get met with friction. People don't want those people amongst they don't want to they just want it to be them and their clique. They don't want to have open doors and allow the more qualified people to come in, because everyone wants to be the one to say, I got the master teacher free. I freed the master teacher. Everyone that owns selfish egos, you would, what I feel they would do is, you would literally, if I can't free the master teacher, then nothing anyone else is going to do is going to free him. I want to be the one to free him. Meaning that if you have a plan or idea that will actually free that master teacher, if you're not going to give it to me to free him, or if I'm not the one running the show, then the master teacher won't get freed. That's how some of them people think. This isn't me saying this. This is Bobby Yanun saying it. He said on the House of Who, and there's many letters that I have read when he's giving a detailed description of this type of thinking and this type of character. So there are fraternities that the master teacher, in the letters, he said, shut them down. Were they shut down? No. Because, and this is in the letter, he said because of authority and power and money. That's why they don't never, he said, every time I say to shut something down, it never gets shut down. Because, and the master teacher said authority, power, and money, and so on and so forth. So to me, it's like, pertaining to the Amun Numa show, and that live that all them was on the other day, we really need to come together in a way. I'll just talk about the Step Down program. I'm about to finish listening to Amun Numa's show about the Step Down program, because I don't know everything in detail about the Step Down program, but I will know with common sense. If he's being denied because they're saying he's being denied because he's the leader of the United Nuwapian Nation, then what I say on my other show, we need to do something about that. It's no, oh, we're trying to remove Baba from power. We're trying to do, no. It's nothing sneaky like that. It's no disrespect, and it's nothing like that. But he has to become free. He has to be free. And if given a formal, I guess, ship of authority or rulership, meaning that the power that be is transferred to one person or a group of people, or different people of leadership within our tribe. And if there is none, then we need to create that. We need to make that. I don't think there's none, but I think that we need to put qualified, qualified, qualified individuals in these positions of authority to keep the government of our tribe and the rules and regulations of our tribe and the authority of our tribe and daily operations of our tribe going. Because if the master teacher is being denied freedom in the step down program, because they keep saying, you're the leader, you're the leader, then that has to be changed. The master teacher would have to become a regular citizen within our tribe of nations. I mean, within our nation of tribes. He would have to become a regular citizen. We could still have the love, care, honor, and respect that we have for our master teacher, but I don't even think calling him a master teacher is if we're referring to the step down program, that might be, something that's kind of iffy or shaky. Because if they could say, well, y'all refer to him as master teacher, he's the leader. It's like, damn, bruh. So by any means necessary, if there's a path to free Baba Yanun, then it's like we need to take that path. And furthermore, we definitely need to figure out a way to come together in love and unity and work these things out. You know, Amun Numa show the other night. It was necessary. Yes, it was funny. Yes, it was people talking all over each other. I'm chill on that. Like it was okay. Being compared to a formal category, it was unprofessional. But not being compared to a formal, I'll say show or whatever, then it's just right. Is perfect. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be formal. At the end of the day, were you informed? Yes. Can you go do research? Yes. Based on what they were saying, you could do that research. So, again, to Amanuma, it don't to like it ain't nothing serious. Like you don't you if you want to have some episodes complete formal, then you could it's your show. You could do that. But for the most part, it's still informative. It's almost like Instagram. Like a lot of times, I don't really watch. Well, I don't watch TV at all. Um, you know, sometimes I don't even have time to. But I get a lot of my news from Instagram and YouTube, and then I would go to the Instagram and YouTube channels of these news stations and do further research or news articles and things of that nature. So we could do the same thing um, with each individual shows. You could always further your own due diligence and research, and come to your own confirmation. But that's basically it. I just wanted to like give a little response on, um, how I felt about everything in the show, Numa show the other night. Um, should they do it again? Yeah, I think they should do it again. I think that, like Numa said, it's gonna get things riled up. It's gonna get people questioning. It's gonna get research going, and I think that's we need that. I think that would be perfect. Um, this is just Numa show, and his frequency and vibration is one path. It's just it doesn't have to be one path. That's one path connected to a tribe. Do we need to set something up formally? Yes, we need to set something up formally. But we have different avenues of communications to where we could discuss and talk about the 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 tribal problems in our nation of tribes. It could be different paths. Like sometimes people are on Clubhouse. I when I don't know how to work Clubhouse. When it first came out, I had got one because I was dating this girl that had one, and she told me to get it. And I I don't know. I'm over Clubhouse. I've never been on it, so I don't know Clubhouse. But we have um Zoom calls, conference calls, Telegram. These are all different forms of communication. These are all different pathways to be informed within our tribe. Everything does not have to be formally one way. But I don't think any of, no matter what form of communication we're referring to, I would say we don't have a tribal nationwide one form of communication that's formally like that. You know, I could have sworn I could have sworn a master teacher years ago said uh, he did what he did say, build a platform like Sanega TV, but at the same time we do need a formal form of communication to where, like I said earlier, if we're gonna like CNN or ABC News or Speaker of the House addressing the nation, we need that. We need to set something up to where we have a clan member or one of our attorneys or a high rank Zamel, or we need our flags in the background. We need the Ankh tree hanging up. We need a podium, if I'm saying it right. We need a podium to so that we could stand at and address our nation. Just how when the Speaker of the House addresses the Americans, they have the two flags in the background. They have the blue drapes. Then they have that podium with the American seal on it, and they got security around them. We need that if we're trying to be or call ourselves a operating running government. Then that's what we need to have. We need to look the part. And not only do we need to look the part, we need to live the part and actually be the part. So formally, hey man, if I gotta be the one to create a formal platform like that, then I'll do it. But a platform like that versus something that Amun Numa or Tyra J or Phase One or Back to the Basics with Caffrey, it doesn't. Those are all necessary. I can't say, well, this one is better than this one, because they all reach different people in the world with different vibrational frequencies. The people that some people they're universal. They'll latch on to everybody I just mentioned. Some people will only go to Phase One route. Some people will only go to Caffrey route. Some people will only go to Type Jet route. Just to name a few. But some goes to all. Some might choose two of them. Some might choose three of them. Some might do one. But they're all informative. You have to be intelligent enough to listen with an attentive ear, or you know what I mean? What's how the master teachers say it? A watchful eye and attentive ear. You have to be that. You know, have a watchful eye and an attentive ear, and you have to be disciplined and intelligent enough to hear, okay, that what they just said is some bullshit. But that what they just said, that part right there, that sounds truthfully. And remember, you have to use the right mind, use right knowledge, sound right reasoning. You have to use right knowledge to do these things and to do um, due diligent research on the things that these people are saying. But with all that being said, um, hope I'm overstood and understood. Uh, I don't mean no harm to nobody. I'm not, I ain't out here trying to start beef or whatever, cause I'm vegan anyway. So you'll be eating that beef by your damn self. But that's it. Until next time, I appreciate y'all for coming in, listening to my podcast. I'm Hard Podcast. I'm hard, and until next time, peace, love, and unity. What I do.